Hello, this is meteorologist Bill Steffen. We got an Arctic Express, an Arctic blast on the way to West Michigan. Coldest air that we have seen here in probably about 5 years, going back to 2019, the last time we had a real visit from the Polar Express. We have a chance of a mix of precipitation this evening. That may change to a little bit of light snow this evening. The best bet for a mix would be after 11 o'clock. So if you're going out this evening, I think early evening here at least should be okay. Most of the main roads in good shape, but it will get below freezing tonight. So where the snow's been melting, there are some puddles there that may ice up here overnight. You want to be aware of that. Light snow is likely here Saturday through at least Wednesday. And as the cold air comes in, I don't know if you remember an air mass this cold, but very often when we get this Arctic air down here, you don't get a lot of snow accumulation, even with the tremendous difference in temperature between the lake and the air. And what happens is you get these really small flakes, so they don't accumulate as much. But I think most areas will see at least a couple inches of snow. Lakeshore areas a little bit more. We'll talk more about that in just a second. The Arctic blast lasts from Sunday through at least Wednesday, so there'll be 4 days here that are well below average. Temperatures are going to be in the single figures, and look at the wind chills. We may see wind chills, especially at the lake, down to 25 below zero. There may be a few schools closed on Monday and Tuesday just because of the cold, and rather than just the snow. Here's some temperatures as they look, the highs and the lows here. Today, hey, we had some sunshine out there. It was nice. Temperatures were up into the mid to upper 30s. A few spots reaching 40 degrees this afternoon. Today could very well turn out to be the coldest day, or excuse me, the warmest day that we've had during the month of January, warmest day that we'll have during the entire month. And then some snow showers as temperatures take a tumble here. Look at the high temperatures for Monday and Tuesday. The average high temperature is low 30s, will be 5 above, so that's about 25 degrees colder than average. If we were to reverse that, we'd have a day with temperatures 55 to 60. That's what it would take to kind of balance that out. Boy, what a great time it's been for winter sports here. This is Cabernet. You can see the chairlifts are all full of people. A lot of people just really having fun there. Snow's in good shape. A lot of it is powdery. They've had about 6 inches of snow in the last several days. Base is up to 52 inches in places here at Cabernet. Here's a look at how much snow we expect over the next 72 hours. And you can see the yellow and orange areas there where the heaviest snow is going to be. There's actually one dot of yellow, which is east-southeast of Pentwater. That's 6 inches. But you can see the snow amounts are higher generally near the lake and then lower as you head off toward the east. We call that snow desert from Lansing on up to about Mount Pleasant and Clare should see only an inch or two of snow. While areas along the Lake Superior shoreline, again, east of Marquette, west of Tequamanon Falls in there, that area should pick up close to a foot of new snow. Painesdale was up to 40 inches on the ground, and they may top 50 inches by the time we get to the middle of next week. Tomorrow, the high temperature of 29 may occur in the morning, temperatures falling to 23 by late in the day. We'll see light snow during the day. Northwest winds at 10 to 20 will kick the wind chills down in the single digits by late in the day. We'll go through day by day. You can pick out which spot you want to look at. You can see Grand Rapids there, temperatures in the upper 20s Saturday afternoon, and the cold air is starting to pour down into the northern plains. It dives pretty quickly all the way down into North Texas. Here's a look at Sunday, and you can see that dark blue area expanding. We're 14 here, probably again in the morning. Temperatures pretty chilly all the way all down in the 40s along the Gulf of Mexico. And Monday will be even colder. You can see the cold air hitting all the way down into northern Florida. That's Tampa with a high of 53. That's a pretty chilly day for them, though. The cold air doesn't really in full force get down to Miami, about 70. If you're thinking of going to Florida the next half week here, you might want to head down toward Florida, Miami or Key West. Temperatures will be a little bit warmer there than will be elsewhere in the state. We're 5 above here for a high temperature Monday afternoon, and you can see temperatures off to the west of us below zero. Look at the high temperatures across Minnesota and North Dakota. 10 below zero for a high at Duluth, 11 below at Fargo, and also up there at Minot, North Dakota. Cold air hangs on for Tuesday. We're still single digits here in Michigan, and that's just despite the wind coming in off the water of the Great Lakes. Minneapolis still 4. You can see it's starting to warm up in the plain states a little bit, and the cold air really entrenched down there. I think is that Corpus Christi or Victoria, Texas, at 39 degrees. 37 at New Orleans. I mean, that's a really cold day. Jacksonville, Florida, biggest city in Florida, 46 degrees. Tampa at 57, but we're still 70 or above at Miami and at Key West. By Wednesday, the cold air starts to abate and moves off toward the east. Temperatures are back at least to the mid 20s, maybe upper 20s here. But you can see there's really not a lot of warm air in the country. That little sliver of South Florida, Phoenix is back to 69. So the cold air kind of hangs on here, but not as intense. Though the European model, by the way, I didn't include that in the show here, but the European model takes another Arctic blast down here into the Great Lakes for January 30 through about February 2nd. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. But no real warm air until you really get down into southern Florida. Everybody else pretty much below average. Better weather, though, in the Los Angeles area where they continue to fight the wildfires, but they've made considerable progress here over the past couple of days. Here's the next 5 days. Light snow pretty much each day. There'll be enough wind to cause some drifting snow. Watch for icy spots on the roads. Any puddles out there, again, are going to freeze up here as the cold air comes in pretty quickly tomorrow. Look for temperatures probably below zero here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and it's even with the wind coming in off the lake, which is pretty unusual for us. Nice picture to show you from Nancy Thomas. Look at all that wonderful blue sky that is out in the Santa Catalina Mountains, which is near Tucson. There's actually a ski resort off of Mount Lemmon, which is pretty close to Tucson. That's up high. They don't always have snow there, but interesting. 30 miles of trails to explore there. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I like hiking around, and daughter number 3 says we should take a trip there, and it looks like a very pleasant place to be, especially in the winter. She's had 5 nights in a row below freezing there in Tucson. That happens out there in the desert. You can get some cold nights during the winter time. A couple questions here. Is Arizona the sunniest state? On the whole, yes. The sunniest city in the United States is Yuma, Arizona. And they get about 90% of the time the sun is shining there. So if you want to go to a place where you don't see this cold gray sky during the wintertime, Yuma, Arizona is the place to be. When did we go to Arizona? I believe it was October 2023. We were at the Phoenix airport there. We went back to Las Vegas and then went back on the trip to Hoover Dam to see that, which is along the Nevada-Arizona border. And an uncle lived in Arizona for a number of years, and he had horses, and he used to ride his horses through the desert. That it was the best thing he ever did was move to Arizona and enjoy the warm air and sunshine there. Well, thanks so much for checking in with us here. Don't forget we're at Bill Steffen 616 at YouTube and also at billsteffen.com. Best thing I can tell you to do is to stay warm out there. And thanks again for checking in with us.